Hello, Facebook. How are you doing? It's Michelle coming to you live on my Facebook profile. When you get logged in, say hi. I am absolutely vibrating with energy and what I'm about to share with you, and just so much excitement and so much potential and just such a beautiful feeling about 2021. Who's with me? Who feels it? Honestly, it feels like a pulsating, hey Kerry, my love, how you doing? Yeah, like a pulsating, just epic vibration that's in 2021. So much potential, so much excitement, so much to be had. And I've got so much to share with you right now. I am so excited. So let's see who we've got on before I kick off. Hey Lynn, how you doing, love? Nixie, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Lynn. Good evening. Who else have I got there? Look, hey Natasha, Happy New Year. If you're new to my world and you're finding me recently, and maybe you're watching this live or my live for the first time, then let me know that you're new by giving me a hashtag newbie in the comments, because I like to get to know everybody that comes into my world. And if you're established and you've been here before many times, then say hey, say Happy New Year anyway, so I know who's there and who's listening. Hey Florentina, Happy New Year, my love. Liz, Happy New Year. Angela, Happy New Year. So you're going to be seeing, I've got lots to tell you. The first thing I'm going to tell you, hey Tanya, Happy New Year. First thing I've got to tell you is you are going to be seeing lots and lots of giveaways from me this year. There's a reason, and I'll tell you the reason. Every time, this is one of my commitments to you, and there are many. Wait till you hear my news. But hey Sammy, how you doing? First time catching me live, so cool. I know you've been binging all the other recordings like Netflix. Love to see someone doing that and going through each one and getting a ton of value. That's what it's all about. Binged all your lives over Christmas. Oh, brilliant. There's someone else that binged me like Netflix over Christmas. So honoured. So honoured that you were watching me instead of The Crown. So every time I do a live, this is one of my commitments. Every time I do a live on any platform, whether you're catching me here on my Facebook profile, whether you're catching me over on my Facebook business page, Instagram, LinkedIn, I will always be giving you something other than the value that I impart about business and spiritual growth. I will always be giving you something to win for free as well. And some of it will be things that I just love, things that I get value from, things that I use myself, things that are part of my day, things that make my world better that I want to share with you. So one of the things I want to share with you today, and that I'm going to be sending in the post to you for free to say thank you, and I'll tell you what I'm thanking you for in a second, is this box of goodness. These are my beautiful smudge sticks, sage smudge sticks. They're from a company, I don't get paid by this company, by the way. They're from a company called Native Spirit, and they're just lush. And I use them to clear out energy all the time. As you can see, I've been saging. It's a new year, it's a good time to clear the energy. So that's what I would like to gift somebody in the post to start off our comps. Now, some things that I gift to you guys will be little things like this, things that I just love and things that I get value from. Some things will be big things like courses and programs and courses worth thousands of pounds and more wow competitions. You've got to be here to win them though, right? And here's what I'm thanking you for and why I'm sending out these things to you. One, because I want to make your world brighter this year. I want to make it easier for you to achieve. I want to surround you with abundance in every sense of the word. An abundance of knowledge, an abundance of beautiful things for you to enjoy, an abundance of cash, because this year is a massive expansion year and a massive year for growth. And I'll tell you more about that in a minute. You guys help me grow. I know that I help you. I'd like to think I help you with the things that I share with you, but you help me too. You help me because You make it possible for me to reach more women and impact more lives. 2020 for me is about impacting and contributing on a much larger scale. And when I tell you how large of a scale, it's going to make me feel sick to share it with you because it's out of my comfort zone. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. But because you help me reach more people by telling people about me, by tagging your friends or fellow friends, entrepreneurial friends, by sharing the live videos or the posts, you make it possible for me to reach people when you do those things, and I'm so grateful. And that's what these gifts are going to be for on every single life that I do, is to say thank you in advance for you doing that. So if at some point, as I'm speaking today live, you think that's valuable, that made me feel good, that's made it easier for me, that's made me raise my game, increase my goals, whatever it might be, hey Olivia, my love, then if you feel that way, share the live and tag anybody in it that you think might get value from me in 2021. Every time you tag somebody, your name goes in a hat. You need to let me know you've shared by commenting shared, because it doesn't tell me who shared. So just comment saying I've shared. And every time you've tagged somebody after you've shared, your name goes into the hat for whatever freebie it is on that live. And this time around it's a Sage Sticks. And then in 48 hours, the team will announce our winner, get in contact with you and get your present posted out. So here's what I've got to share with you. First of all, I'm going to be really honest and tell you that I got a bit complacent. Thank you, Kerry, much appreciated. I got a bit complacent in 2020. I didn't realise it had happened. It sneaked up on you. Complacency sneaks up on you. It's very subtle. And it snuck up on me. And here's how. The first year in my coaching brand, first full year was the year that we did 1 million as a team. And I say as a team because it's not just about me. I might be the leader of this coaching brand, but it's definitely not a one-man band. And none of it would be possible without the incredible people that I've got around me. But in the first year, we did 1 million. We made 100K months normal, like brushing your teeth, like washing your hair, like taking a shower, just a routine thing that every month rolls in, we expect. Nothing less than 100K from year one. And whilst that's some achievement, and we're super proud of that, the year that follows and the year after that, yes, we grew, but mostly it's been about stabilising. Like putting the stabilisers on a bike, you know, making it really solid, really safe, really secure, doing everything we do really, really well. And doing it with more ease. You know, the first year you do 1 million, you arrive at the finish line a bit like, fuck, what a ride. And it feels intense, of course. Like any new level of success that you obtain, it never feels easy at first. But then when you put the stabilizers on, where you have your years where you just kind of really embed it and really make it solid, it doesn't feel as hard. And that's a good thing. You know, we should always be looking to work smarter, not harder. We should always be looking to do less and achieve more. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you stay the same for too long, if you pause for too long, if you relax into the plateau for too long, you stagnate. You become complacent and you become bored. And I've become a bit bored. I've become a bit bored of 1 million. I've become a bit bored of 2 million. So we as a business float between that mark. 100K and 200K a month. 100 is like if the sky falls in, and 200 is like, yeah, great, we had a good month. And whilst that's an achievement, and whilst I'm very, very blessed and grateful and proud of us as a team, I'm a bit bored of banging the same drum, you know, 100K months, 200K months, woohoo, millionaire. And this is what happens, right? When you create a new normal. What feels outrageous to you will at some point be normal. It felt outrageous to me at some point years ago to even think about earning £100,000 a month. That felt ridiculous. It felt silly because I hadn't grown into that space yet. If you're always growing and you're always looking to up-level yourself, your business, your knowledge, you're always raising the bar, you will always be expanding into a new normal, expanding into a new space where something new is achievable to you. And now, what felt uncomfortable and scary feels boring and complacent. And that's what happens. It's a great place to be, but you don't want to stay there too long. So, what's next for us as a team, and how does it affect you? Because everything I do affects you. I'm here for you right now. My entire life's work is about serving you and making your life better and improving the world through entrepreneurship. Because we are women with a mission first, right? Before a business. We are women with a soul, and we're aware of it, and we want to listen to it, and we want to be guided by it. And yes, we want to be savvy and determined and focused and all of the masculine things, but we also want to be guided and tapped into our intuition and in contact with the divine and taking inspired action that comes from that guidance, right? If we create outrageous results, we inspire other people that they can maybe do that a little bit more too. And one by one, we change the world through entrepreneurship. And that's always been my mission and my goal. So it was so selfish of me to even think about getting complacent and comfortable sitting between that 100 and 200 grand a mark because it suited me and because it wasn't difficult and because I wasn't working up a stretch. I mean, how dare I? Seriously. Because that means if I'm not stretching and I'm not pushing and forging forward, I'm not doing the best job at inspiring you guys too either. So, hey Danielle, good evening. So, here's what happened. Just before Christmas, I was sat scrolling through Facebook, doing a bit of work, and I stumbled across somebody that was in my circle that was new. I had never saw her before. I don't even know how she ended up there. But her post caught my attention because she was celebrating. She has a coaching brand too. She's no different to me really in terms of what she offers. Obviously, you know, what we do is different, everybody's is, but in terms of industry, I'm probably what you would call her and what you would call me in terms of millionaire mentors, business coaches. She's very, very similar. And she was celebrating $1 million month. $1 million month. And that's what caught my attention. And I thought, wow, that's fucking cool. That was my initial reaction. That's cool. Fair play to her. And then I went back to it a couple of times and I found myself looking at her a little bit more than I would anyone else. Not with comparison, but with fascination. I found myself watching a few of her videos and feeling her energy. You know what I mean by that, right? You know, you feel someone's energy and just being in their presence makes you like up level. And I thought, she's in that zone, you know, that zone where you're like excited and inspired and after it and hungry, and not the same vibration when you're coasting and complacent and consistent, you know, consistently doing what you've always done. And I was like, but I need to be back in that zone because I remember what that felt like. And her energy reminded me of my own energy when I was pushing and going, come on, 100K months, and feeling a bit sick at the thought of it and barely believing it's possible, but willing to give it everything at the same time. She was in that space on the lead up because I was watching the videos, watching it happen. So this feeling of absolute determination washed over me of I am not done. I am not done. Just because millionaire was once a word that I used to describe those other people and it felt out of my comfort zone doesn't mean that I'm done because I've achieved that. Far from done. So I went back to the drawing board, looked at my goals, and I was like, you're not fucking big enough. They were growth goals, but they weren't stretch goals. They weren't, oh my God, can you imagine if I did this goal? So I changed them all and I rewrote it all. And I connect to the divine through writing. And I don't know that I've ever shared that publicly before, but you'll see way more of this stuff from me because I am led by God and angels every single day. That's what's got me here. That's what's got me to where I am today. Yes, strategy, absolutely important. You don't build a great business without a great strategy. Yes, mindset, discipline, habits, character. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but the large part alongside all of that is God. Whether you call God she, universe, divine, it doesn't matter. For me, it's God and angels, and that's who I communicate with, and that's the energy that comes through for me when I channel. I have to put pen to paper to do that really, really clear and effectively. And I did that over the Christmas period. I put pen to paper and I received guidance because, when you're super relaxed and you've got nowhere to be, that's when it comes through, bam, clear. And my God, did it come through clear. And there's lots that came through. I'm not going to share everything with you now, but I'm going to share some things. And I'm going to share other things at a later date when we've finalised a few things as a team. But there's some things that are already finalised, ready to go, and really freaking exciting. The first thing that came through really, really clearly is that the guidance I receive from God and angels isn't just for me. I've been using it behind the scenes and valuing it, and it shaped who I am. It shaped my business. It shaped the achievement that's been possible, but I've not been sharing it. And the first bit of guidance that came through was, this isn't just for you, share. So I'm going to be sharing more of the writing, the channeled writing with you as I go through this next level of success. I want to take you with me. So what am I saying to you in a roundabout way? I'm telling you that I am going after $1 million a month. I'm going after it with the same energy that I went after 100 grand a month. The same energy that I've gone after everything else. I am coming for it. It is already done. That's it. It's decided. And that's how change happens. You choose your next level of success and it's done because you've chosen it. And when you choose it, you don't always know what challenges lie ahead in the process of achieving it. You don't know always whether you're going to hit the goal on time, but if you choose it, you know it's yours and it's already done because you said so. And I'll stop at nothing until I get there, nothing. Because when I stand back and look at that achievement, and we do that as a team for the first time, and we go, tick, $1 million in 1 month. We set a new standard. We raise the bar for everybody watching. And that is a direct reflection of the amount of lives that we will have impacted. Because if I rest and I settle, then I stop expanding my impact, expanding my contribution, expanding my reach, and that is not okay. So here goes. I am taking you with me every step of the way. I'm going to share with you the highs, the lows, everything in between, the challenges that I face, the way it makes me feel to go for something this big. I can tell you now, right now, it feels really exciting. It feels beyond me. It feels, in some ways, I've had to battle with some things about, is this too much? Is it unnecessary to want that amount? Is it greed? Is it? A lot of stuff comes up. Maybe like you now going to your next level in 2021, you'll be experiencing the same upper limits, the same voices that are kind of clawing at you to come back where it's safe, where it's comfortable. But it's time for all of us, no matter what your goal, to bust through those upper limits, not listen to that voice, be aware of it, be aware of ourselves and our limitations, but choose the next level of success. Now, part of me choosing that next level of success was the next question, well, how? What's going to be my strategy to go from 100 to 200,000 a month to $1 million a month? It's pretty much 10x in the business, right? What's going to be the strategy to do that? And the message that came through so clearly was create more millionaires. Create more millionaires. And I sat there going, create more millionaires. Well, obviously, like that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to create more millionaires. I'm here to create more wealthy, soul-centered female entrepreneurs. I know that's my mission already, but can we be more specific? So I carried on writing and I carried on writing. And what came from that, within an hour, like I'm not even kidding, there was smoke coming off my pen, was everything, the exact structure and brand and brand new offer that I was going to put out there. which is the Millionaire Mastermind. This year, I'm going to create 10 brand new millionaires within the Millionaire Mastermind. I'm going to work with just 10 women for 12 months in that environment. Like this. We are going to work like this, shoulder to shoulder, getting the job done. We're going to mastermind together in a really intimate environment. We're going to work one-to-one together because that's absolutely going to be necessary to go for a goal like this so quickly, 1 million this year. They're going to come to my house and spend time with me so I can be eyeball to eyeball and strategizing with them, and they can see how I run my business, and they're going to be on TV because media is going to be part of the package, because we've got to separate you. For you to go bam and grow like that, you've got to be separated from all the noise and all the people that are doing something similar. You've got to be head and shoulders in terms of positioning above everybody for you to build that sort of momentum. So TV is part of it too. So it's a whole package that's designed to make 100K months your new normal. And I'm kid you not, within an hour of going, bam, this is what they need to read, this is what they need to know, this is what I need to teach them, this is how we need to work together, this is how they need to feel, this is where their energy needs to be, this is the disciplines they need to have. It was written within an hour, 2 hours tops. And I could see the branding in my mind. And I bless my team, they're amazing. I messaged the designer in the team and said, look, I've got this vision, I've got this image, and just voice noted her a load of blah. And within 24 hours, she had produced exactly what was in my mind. Like exactly what was in my mind. To the point where I could hardly believe it. And when I messaged her back, oh my God, it's perfect. She was like, I know, that's my zone of genius. I just love her. And 24 hours after that, or was it the same day, the applications were already pouring in for people that are saying, 1 million is my goal this year. And I want to be in that sort of environment to make it happen. That speed of execution is what's going to be necessary for 1 million a month. Whole different energy, whole different speed of execution, whole different vibration, whole different standard that we hold for ourselves. And for you to level up for your goal, you're going to need to do a version of that too. So, you might be thinking as you're listening to me, there's no way, like I'm not there yet. 1 million, 100K months this year, like that's too big of a leap for me. Like 1 million a month would have been for me 2 years ago, a year ago. I wouldn't have been in a space to go, yeah, 1 million a month, I choose that. And that's okay if that's where you are, because this is a process of evolution. It's a process of expanding, and creating new normals as you expand. I've got stuff for you coming up if you're not in that space. If you are in that space though, and even if it feels terrifying, you are hungry to make 100K months your new normal this year, and you know somewhere within you, although it feels frightening, and although you never feel 100% ready to level up, you know that it's time. You know that 2021 is your time for that level of success. Then you're going to need the application form to apply for this. Now, we sent out a first round of applications over the weekend and screened them as a team. I'll tell you exactly what the screening process looks like so you know exactly what to expect. You fill in a detailed application form. The team will receive that. We as a team are screening those forms together. Then you'll be invited onto a call with me if the first round, that application process is successful, where you and I can have a really good chat about your vision for 2021 and whether it's the right environment for you. Not everybody is going to get to that call stage, of course, because we're going to have way more applications than we are places. We've already had way more applications than there are places. So far, I've had 2 calls with 2 women today, because it's our first day back in the office officially today. And both of those women have been invited into the mastermind and have accepted that invitation. So we now have 8 spaces left. That's the stage of play. We'll screen every application as they come in, and then we will shortlist the people that we have 100% confidence in based on their answers on that application form, and then they'll be invited to the call. So you need to get your hands on that application form really quickly if 1 million this year or 100k months this year, you know, embedding that 7-figure business is your goal this year. So that's what you need to know. The other thing is, I said I'm going to be sharing more of my channeled messages and guided writing with you. And I'm going to start by sharing something with you today. I won't do this every time I'm live, and it won't be something that you see, you know, constantly, but every now and then, as and when it's appropriate and when I feel called to, I will share the words that come through for me with you. I know that when I feel nudged to share something, it's because someone needs to hear it. If you needed to hear this, please always let me know in the comments that you feel like it was for you and you were here at the right time. Let me know what you got from listening to anything that I've said today, but in particular, the guided writing. So my question today, for God and for the angels, was around why becoming a millionaire was important. Because there was a part of me that felt like, for a long time, resisted asking God and angels for help when it came to accumulating wealth and helping other people to accumulate wealth, because I'd feel guilty. Like, shouldn't I be asking for the cure for cancer, or shouldn't I be asking for, you know, how we end famine? Like, should I really be asking how we create more millionaires? It felt dirty, even though I'd done a lot of work on money, and I know logically that money's not dirty, and the more we have, the more impact we can create. As much as I know that, whenever I'm leveling up, it's a question that comes up. So today I asked, and I've got a lot better at communicating with God and angels on these things, because they've always got my back. They've always got your back too. And I don't communicate because I'm special. I've, yes, done a lot of work on how to receive information and how to get myself in the right, almost like vibrational space to be able to receive. But there's nothing here that you can't do. So please don't look at me as spiritually gifted, is what I'm saying. So that was my question. Why is millionaire important? And here's his answer. Now I say his answer because when I'm channeling, sometimes I channel masculine God, sometimes I channel the divine feminine, sometimes I will channel angels, and anybody that I decide to tap into. Energy's energy. On that note, I made a decision to work with a couple of new coaches this year. And I want to just describe to you something about that when it comes to energy before I read this to you, and why it's so important for me to do that. Because when you tap into energy and you receive information and wisdom and a new vibration and a new state of being because of that energy, people don't have to be dead for you to do that, right? People don't have to be spirits for you to do that. I used to think that I could only channel like spirits or dead people or God or the divine or souls, but everything and everyone has an energy, right? And I know that when I'm tapped into someone's energy that is doing more than me, that has already expanded into the space that I'm expanded into, you start to think the way they think. You start to, and being around new mentors, coaches, is part of that energetic exchange. And I only really got this with the triple smackdown over the last couple of years. I never really used to get this, but I look back now and I see that I've always been doing it. Almost like feeding off someone else's energy, and you find that when you're faced with challenges or you're thinking, what should I do about this? You can almost hear their voice because you're tapped into them on a regular basis. When I first started working with coaches, you know, just £1,000 a month was a lot for me. I'd be like, oh my God, that's a huge amount of investment to spend on a coach, because I was going for 10K, you know, 15, 20K a month. So it was relative. It stands to sense now that my investment this year is going to be more like 15, 20,000 a month in coaches, 2 coaches, because the goal is so much bigger, you know. But A, the wisdom, the experience, the knowledge they'll share, but B, just being in their energy, being in their presence. Because You know, if you are vibrating up here, you achieve way more in 1 hour than if you're kind of a bit of fear, guilt, shame, low vibration, darker energy, having to pull yourself out, go and have a coffee or need a nap. That's suffering, it's not joy. And we need to be operating from a place of joy more. And if you're tapped into people that are operating from a place of joy and executing fast, and it has a phenomenal impact on your state without you even trying. So I just wanted to mention that on energy and tapping in and channeling energy. It's not just people that are dead that you can channel. But when it comes to channeling the infinite intelligence and the ultimate wisdom that is the divine, which I call God, but it doesn't matter what you call it, we agree that it's a source of love and intelligence that always supports you and always wants to see you win and doesn't judge you and doesn't, you know, think, oh, here she is again asking me about how to earn more money. Hasn't she got anything better to ask me? That's not the God that we are talking to. So we should never feel shame for our questions. Just trust and know that you're supported. And this is what came through for me today when I asked the question that why is Millionaire important? Why is that even part of my mission? Is this not a bit of a like a fob off, really, like trying to pretend this is important? And here's what he said. Millionaire as a word is just a status thing. And when we get caught up in status, we get caught up in ego. Having $1 million coming in each year as a minimum resource is so much more than a status achievement. You and the people you serve are here to create an impact, a spiritual impact. A spiritual impact is when you create a positive impact using your spirit, not your ego. The money you make through spiritual impact is a representation of your contribution to the world. Let your status be measured through your contribution. See your millionaire status as a sign of contribution and impact. Feel no guilt. Imagine a world where the word millionaire means rich in mission, rich in purpose, and therefore rich in money and resources. Imagine the difference that would make. Imagine the difference to the planet if the wealthy amongst us operated from their spirit, not from their ego. Each woman you help to create wealth on a millionaire scale from their soul changes the world a little. And I'm going to leave you with that note. Mwah.